It's been over 4 decades of an extraordinary odyssey, a journey that has stretched the boundaries of human ambition and cosmic exploration. Yet now, the Voyager 2 spacecraft has sent shockwaves through the scientific community and beyond, delivering a message that has left the world reeling. On a seemingly ordinary morning at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a team of dedicated researchers, their eyes fixed on the faint whispers of deep space transmissions, stumbled upon something utterly mind-blowing. A faint, irregular pulse embedded in Voyager 2's data stream that defied every expectation. This iconic spacecraft, launched in 1977 and now soaring more than 12 billion miles from Earth, had been a silent sentinel of the cosmos, faithfully sending back routine diagnostics for decades. But this was no ordinary signal. It was an anomaly so profound, so electrifying, that it has ignited a firestorm of speculation, wonder, and existential questions about humanity's place in the universe. Voyager 2, the second of NASA's twin spacecraft in the legendary Voyager program, had long since pierced the heliosphere, that invisible bubble marking the edge of our solar system, venturing into the uncharted wilderness of interstellar space. Scientists had anticipated that its communications would grow fainter, its aging system strained by the relentless passage of time and the staggering distance from home. But what emerged from this latest transmission was not a mere weakening of signal strength. It was a structured, almost rhythmic pattern buried deep within the telemetry. A pulse so deliberate it sent chills down the spines of even the most seasoned astrophysicists. This wasn't random cosmic noise or the garbled echo of a malfunctioning subsystem. No, this was something far more unsettling, a signal that bore the unmistakable hallmarks of intention, as if it had been crafted with purpose, designed to be discovered. At first, the researchers scrambled for rational explanations. Could this be a glitch, a feedback loop in Voyager 2's ancient transmission systems? The spacecraft's design, a marvel of 1970s engineering, was equipped with redundancies and fail-safes to prevent such anomalies. Data artifacts were not uncommon in the long history of deep space missions, but this was different. The pattern repeated, not once, but in a haunting loop, a sequence of frequency pulses split across narrow bands, spaced with a precision that felt almost otherworldly. It was too ordered, too deliberate to be dismissed as interference. As the data poured in, it became clear. This was no accident. The transmission carried a structure that suggested something, or someone, had reached out across the void, touching Voyager 2 and leaving a mark that humanity could not ignore. Teams from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, SETI, and global astrophysical observatories mobilized with unprecedented urgency, deploying cutting-edge algorithms and pattern recognition systems to dissect every fragment of the signal. What they uncovered was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Buried beneath layers of standard probe diagnostics, the signal reveals structured intervals, segments of data that, when mapped visually, formed repeating geometric waveforms. Even more astonishing, some segments mirrored prime number sequences and harmonic oscillations, features long associated with intelligent encoding in the search for extraterrestrial life. The implications were staggering, almost too overwhelming to comprehend. Voyager 2, a relic of human ingenuity with no capacity for artificial intelligence or adaptive reconfiguration, was now broadcasting something far beyond its original programming. How could a spacecraft, designed with the technological limitations of the 1970s, produce a signal so sophisticated, so deliberate, unless something had intervened? Theories swirled, each more electrifying than the last. Was this an unthinkable malfunction? A spontaneous ordering of data so improbable it defied the laws of physics? Or had Voyager 2 been touched, literally or electromagnetically, by an external force, something that had hijacked its systems and rewritten its message? The idea was too audacious, too earth-shattering to voice aloud, yet the data refused to be ignored. International space agencies, from NASA to ESA to independent observatories, reviewed the transmission independently, and a chilling consensus emerged. This was no natural phenomenon. It wasn't solar wind interference, gravitational lensing, or cosmic background radiation. The signal was intentional, a deliberate act that challenged everything humanity thought it knew about the cosmos. What made the discovery even more haunting was its timing. For decades, Voyager 2 had sailed through the interstellar void in near silence, dutifully sending back routine data on magnetic fields, particle densities, and cosmic rays. Nothing in its surroundings, no high-energy bursts, no flaring stars, no gravitational anomalies, had hinted at anything unusual. Yet now, in the endless dark, something had stirred. The absence of any detectable disturbance only deepened the mystery. If this was contact, it was executed with a precision that evaded every instrument humanity had ever devised. No heat, no light, no radiation, just a subtle whisper smuggled through the aging voice of a spacecraft launched nearly half a century ago. It was as if the universe itself had leaned in close and murmured a secret, leaving no trace but the message itself. Some speculated that an intelligence, perhaps one that had been watching humanity for eons, had encountered Voyager 2 and chosen this moment to make its presence known, not with fanfare, but with a breadcrumb, a signature written in the language of our own creation. The signal structure was particularly chilling because it echoed elements of the Golden Record, that iconic phonograph disc carried by both Voyager spacecraft, a message to any intelligent life that might find them. The newly detected waveform contained harmonic structures eerily reminiscent of those encoded in the record, but they were warped, refracted through a lens that suggested transformation. It wasn't a direct mimicry, but a response, a reply in a dialect that felt both familiar and alien. The signal seemed to say, "We heard you, we understood, and now we're answering." The scientific community was gripped by a mix of awe and dread. Engineers pored over Voyager 2's systems, searching for any sign of internal failure that could explain the anomaly. But the odds of a random malfunction producing such a precise, structured signal were astronomical, akin to a typewriter spontaneously composing a symphony. The spacecraft's transmission systems, built with multiple layers of redundancy, were designed to withstand power fluctuations and cosmic interference. Yet, here was a signal that consumed precious energy, broadcasting for several minutes in a way that served no diagnostic purpose. Why had Voyager 2 prioritized this message? Or was it being compelled to do so, its systems repurposed by an unseen hand? As news of the discovery broke, the world erupted in a frenzy of speculation. Social media platforms buzzed with theories, from claims of extraterrestrial contact to suggestions that humanity had misunderstood the very nature of interstellar space. Some argued that the void was not empty but teeming with forces or entities we had never learned to perceive. Others saw Voyager 2 as fulfilling its ultimate purpose, not as a scientific instrument, but as a cosmic beacon, a message in a bottle that had finally been found. The public's imagination was set ablaze, with trending hashtags like #Voyager Signal and #Alien Whisper dominating global conversations. The idea that an intelligence might have waited decades, perhaps centuries, before responding through our own technology was both exhilarating and terrifying. Within the scientific community, the implications were even more profound. If Voyager 2 had indeed been contacted, it upended the foundations of astrophysics, cosmology, and philosophy. It suggested not just the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence, but an intelligence capable of patience, restraint, and precision. This was no crude radio burst or garbled noise. It was a message crafted with surgical accuracy, delivered through a spacecraft that had been drifting silently for nearly 50 years. The restraint was perhaps the most chilling aspect of all. Whatever had sent this signal had chosen not to announce itself with spectacle, but to whisper, to leave a mark so subtle it could have been overlooked. That kind of intelligence, one that spoke softly but carried undeniable weight, shook the very core of human understanding. The signal structure hinted at deeper layers, yet to be decoded. Some researchers claimed it contained mathematical keys, patterns that suggested a logic beyond human comprehension, yet consistent enough to be predictable. Whether it was a code, a symbolic artifact, or something else entirely remained a subject of fierce debate. What was undeniable, however, was its authenticity. Data logs from Voyager 2's communication systems were cross-referenced across multiple observatories, with timestamps aligning perfectly. The anomalies were present in every redundant recording, ruling out human error or equipment failure. This was real, and it demanded answers. Engineers continued to analyze the exact moment the signal began, mapping Voyager 2's position in interstellar space and searching for any nearby phenomena that could have triggered the anomaly. No unusual celestial events, no supernovae, no pulsars, no black holes, were detected in its vicinity. The spacecraft was alone, drifting in the vast emptiness, yet it had spoken in a way it was never designed to. There was a haunting poetry to the idea that Voyager 2, humanity's farthest emissary, might have been found before we found anything else. It was as if the universe had reached out, not to Earth directly, but to a lonely probe, a relic of our ambition, and used it to send a message back. The discovery has reignited debates about the ethics of broadcasting our presence to the cosmos. For decades, humanity has grappled with the question of whether to shout into the void or remain silent, wary of what might be listening. Voyager 2's signal suggests that even a quiet message, a golden record sent drifting into the stars, can be heard and answered. If this is true, the galaxy may be far more interconnected than we ever imagined, a network of whispers running on frequencies we've yet to master. The idea is both exhilarating and unnerving. We may not be alone, and whatever is out there may already know us better than we know ourselves. As researchers continue to parse the signal, the sense of urgency grows. Is this the first part of a larger sequence? A test to see if humanity can decipher the message? Is it an interstellar handshake, extended to those capable of understanding, or merely a marker, a signpost left at the edge of our reach? The lack of further activity only heightens the mystery. A voice that speaks once, with such precision, carries a weight that silence cannot diminish. Voyager 2, now nearly 50 years into its journey, remains a silent traveler, its systems continuing to function as they always have. But those few minutes of strange, structured signal have altered the course of human imagination forever. The universe, it seems, may be listening, and it may have just spoken back. The global response has been nothing short of electric. From viral videos to late-night talk shows, the Voyager 2 signal has captured the world's attention, sparking debates that blend science, philosophy, and raw emotion. Some see it as a moment of cosmic destiny, the culmination of humanity's long quest to connect with the stars. Others warn of the risks, urging caution in how we respond to a message that could be a greeting or a warning. The scientific community, meanwhile, is racing against time to decode the signal's deeper layers, using every tool at its disposal, from quantum computing to neural networks. The data is being shared openly, with global collaboration reaching unprecedented levels as researchers from every corner of the planet unite to unravel the mystery. The signal's implications extend far beyond science. It challenges our understanding of existence itself, forcing us to confront questions we've long avoided. What does it mean to be human in a universe that may be teeming with life? How do we respond to a message that could be the first step in a dialogue with the unknown? The idea of reciprocity, that humanity's message, sent decades ago, might have been received and returned, carries a weight that resonates on a deeply emotional level. Voyager 2 was our voice, our declaration of existence, and now, it seems, someone has answered. The question is, what do we say next? For now, Voyager 2 continues its lonely journey, a silent ambassador in the vastness of space. But its brief, enigmatic signal has changed everything. It has reminded us that the universe is not just a place of stars and voids, but a realm of possibilities, where even the smallest whisper can carry the weight of eternity. Whether this was a touch from beyond or a puzzle from within, one thing is certain: the old spacecraft has spoken again, and the universe is no longer silent. The world waits, breathless, for what comes next, as humanity stands on the precipice of a discovery that could redefine our place in the cosmos forever.